Hey folks, it's Pete here from Thairish Times, and I'm here with Adam Parker, the man on the business end of Retired Working For You. And if you don't know the channel Retired Working For You, well, I'm going to quickly explain. It's the exploits of Chris Parker as he moves from the sandy beaches of Koh Samui to the skyscrapers of Bangkok, and it's a lifestyle and travel channel that has taken off, blown up in the last year. And Adam is the man on the business end, and that's what we're going to focus on today. We're doing business talk of Retired Working For You because this is a channel that has businesses developing and growing and being built behind the scenes by Adam, and that's what we're going to get into now. So Adam, thanks very much for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
And this is, I have to say before we start, this is a total coincidence. I was walking down Sukhumvit Road on Saturday night and I saw you.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Adam, what you doing? And then I didn't know you were in Bangkok or anything.
Yeah, I just got back to Bangkok a few weeks ago. So I was here for 7 or 8 months, starting in January, and then had to go back home to Canada to get the vaccine there.
Okay.
And then came back through the Phuket sandbox, so did 2 weeks there, and then 2 weeks over in Samui. So yeah, just came up to Bangkok like 2.5, 3 weeks ago now. Ran into you. You were out doing a video on your own.
Yeah,
so
I was about to start a video,
yeah.
Maybe fate. We were supposed to do this interview because I asked him on the street, hey, you want to do an interview?
It all happened very quickly.
Yeah, and you were like, yeah, I'll do an interview.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
here we are.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's get into it. Tell everybody where you're from and why did you come to Thailand?
Yeah, so I'm from Canada, Toronto, Canada originally, and came to Thailand because I just love it here. The first time I ever came to Asia was in 2019 in October. I had 1 week off my university for, I don't know if you guys have it in Europe or the States, wherever you're from, but in Canada we often get like a reading week is what it's called. And so I came over here, my uncle Chris, my aunt Haley, and my cousin had just moved over here. And I wanted to just come and visit. And I've always been super tight with all of them, and so I wanted to come over and visit. Came for 1 week, all that way, and just fell in love with Thailand. I loved it, the people, the food, the culture, the weather, I loved it. And then I went back home to finish up university, and it was just in my mind, sort of ignited this spark inside of me, like, how do I get to Asia?
Had Chris started the channel at that
No,
point?
this was like a year and a half, 8 months before he had started the channel. So the channel wasn't even a thought at the time, and I just knew I wanted to start out my I guess, adult life outside of North America. And I fell in love with Thailand, and fate happened. That's how I ended up here. When Chris started the channel, just out of pure fun as a way to keep busy during the early stages of the pandemic, it was all just fun. We were going back and forth about just funny ideas for videos and, giving each other feedback. I was sort of playing around with making videos as well at the time. And yeah, it was all just meant to be fun. And then his channel really started to take off. And so around October 2020, we sort of been chatting about it all along the way, but had a conversation. And basically I had just said, man, your channel's growing so fast, you're doing awesome work over there. There's a really cool way to unite Thailand lovers and build Thai-centric businesses around your YouTube channel and provide the audience a cool way to interact with what you're doing beyond just watching the videos you're making. And he had just retired and wasn't in the same sort of mindset I was in. Was like, yeah, dude, I just do this for fun. I don't necessarily want to make money off of it or want to build businesses around it. I just do it for fun and as a way to keep busy. I just love it as a hobby. But you can come over and do that, and we can be a little bit of a team, and you can try your hand at doing this. And so that's what happened. Then January 2021 came, and that's how I came over here.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can tell already you've got some great ideas, because with the stuff that we're going to get into now, let's get straight into the business end.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a chat last night, and you told me about you now have a physical location where subscribers can go and hang out. Tell us more about that.
That's actually getting launched on this, I forget what day, November 11th. I don't know what day of the week it is, but it's coming up in a few days. And that's down in Samui, right on Bang Rack. One of the things that we've wanted to do for Retired Working For You for the past 6 or 8 months now is get like a physical spot for subscribers to go have beers, do meetups, some parties, and just an area for people to come together that enjoy Thailand, enjoy the YouTube channel, and just have a good time. And so this opportunity came up on Samui from one of our buddies that lives down there, and there's a local artist named Kun It. And we worked with Kun It a lot. He's a super, super cool guy. Does amazing artwork. We use him for the shirts and stuff that we make, the designs. He's super, super creative. And he was looking to get his own shop and his own like art studio. And so we partnered with him and are about to open up, like, we'll call it the Samui Clubhouse, I guess. And it's gonna be Kun It, like we'll operate out of there on a daily basis, you know, making art, doing tattoos for people, selling coffee, beers. But then when we're down in Samui, it'll double as a place for us to go hang out, our friends to go hang out, subscribers. We'll probably put some merch in there as well if people want to grab some while they're in Samui. And it'll just act as like the Samui, I guess, base for Retired Working For You and anybody that enjoys the videos.
Are there plans for Bangkok, anywhere else?
It'd be great one day to have these clubhouses all over Thailand. It'd be amazing to have one in Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Phuket. But the goal with it is, because obviously we're not going to be in each of these places 100% of the time, it'd be great to like when we're opening these, to partner up with like a local person in that area that has a business, and whether it's an artist or tattoos or a cafe or a restaurant or a bar or whatever it may be. It'd be great to have them be there all the time, and we just sort of funnel customers to these local businesses.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it's like a win-win. It's fun too.
I can imagine everybody with their little cans of Leo.
Yeah, everyone's got Leos, sipping coffees, getting tattoos, enjoying art. It's like a massive win for Kun It, because he gets like great studio space, and then we also get to use the channel to like funnel Thailand lovers and the many awesome subscribers that we have to Kun It's business there as well.
So you guys have a very interesting channel membership. I noticed that you did something which I thought was very, very clever. You cut out YouTube completely. So YouTube, if anyone who doesn't know, YouTube have their own channel membership, and what they do is they take a 30% cut. But you guys totally avoided that.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us what you did.
YouTube and Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee, I think is what it's called, are amazing platforms for, I guess, one-man team YouTubers or creators that people that their full-time focus is just purely making videos. But we're in a lucky position where there's 3 people on board. I think I said earlier, but Chris, Fa, and myself, and I manage the business aspect of things. And so I was just thinking, when we wanted to create a membership program, like, how do we make it a little bit unique? How do we go direct to the subscriber, to the audience, and have like this direct line of communication? And could have gone Patreon, and it would have been really easy to set up and very basic, but we wanted to try to make it a little bit more special, because that's like my full-time focus. So yeah, I built out like this membership program that's totally separate. It's under our own brand. It's on our own website. It's a little bit unique in the way that it works and how the audience or the members get to interact with us and with Chris and with Thailand. So yeah, that was a good move, I think. And yeah, got great feedback so far from the members. So it's good.
You developed the whole website, right?
Yeah, a lot of YouTube tutorials, learning how to do it all. Like the technical side of it, man, I could talk, that's a whole podcast on its own. But yeah, it was a lot of technical stuff, but it ended up working out really nicely. Just the whole flow of things, I think, is really organic, and just most important, we control every aspect of the membership program. If Patreon makes a change with the way something looks, or YouTube Studio, or not Studio, YouTube Memberships decides to take 40% or makes a policy change or something, it's like we're not limited to external companies. We are in full control. We have full ownership over our relationship with the members. And so, yeah, that was something that was, I think, a good idea early on.
So you guys have what I would describe as like, it's kind of like a family business. I saw in the last video, your merch drop at the end, you were on the rooftop. I think you guys were dancing at one point.
Yeah.
Just like, whee, everybody was going crazy.
Yeah.
And it was like, at that moment I was like, oh, I can see what's going on here. This is not just Chris anymore. This has become, I mean, family, you, and then there's Fa as well. So it's kind of like, tell us a bit more about what your idea is going forward for Retired Working for You.
It's all meant to be positive, meant to be fun, meant to celebrate Thailand, and a big part of that is like the core team. It's, yeah, like we think of it as a family business. Obviously Chris and I literally are family. I mean, he's my uncle, so it doesn't get more family than that. But Fa's Chris's old Thai teacher, but then wanted to learn about digital marketing, so she went and quit teaching, did a digital marketing course, and then Chris brought her on to give her some experience, and she's done an amazing job. She's super cool, and we've all become really good friends. And just everything that we do, we want to try to do it in like this fun, positive light, because that's what YouTube's meant to be. It's meant to be entertainment, informative, fun. It's meant to be like a happy business, a happy thing to do, and so that's the main goal. And yeah, we definitely do that with the family business side of things, that's for sure.
So we've been sitting here for the last half an hour, and this microphone keeps going off every time we're in the middle of our interview. The joys of doing a YouTube interview.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Just got to roll with it, I suppose. I mean,
yeah.
How do you guys deal with that actually, you know, when you're filming in Bangkok? Because it's so noisy. I always have problems with audio in Bangkok.
Yeah, like us too. Us too. Like the mics do a really good job of getting the outside noise out, the street noise and wind noise or anything like that. But there's no way around it. Like Bangkok's just so busy. It's so happening. Like you're just gonna have noise.
I want to know one thing, right? Chris Parker is always so smooth with his lines. You know, it just looks like he's a proper actor.
Yeah.
He makes, like, he kind of reminds me of Jim Carrey a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can he make his lines so smooth like that? I mean, does he ever mess up?
Oh yeah, messes up, but he's pretty good at it. Like he's pretty good at snapping into like, you know, time to make a video mode. He's pretty good at compartmentalizing it and snapping into place. But sometimes, like for the 60 seconds, it's like it's planned out. There's a little bit of a script to it. You know, some of the one-liner jokes are thought of beforehand. So, but yeah, it's like sometimes he messes up the lines.
A couple of weeks ago, or I think maybe 2 weeks ago, there was a big merch drop on the channel, and the stuff looked top quality. Yeah. Can you talk us through the process of what that all involved? Because that was a big operation.
Yeah, that all started in July. Everything was baked way 6 months before the drop actually went live. And yeah, so the whole process is, we first thought of the idea. What's the idea? We had a few different ones bounce around in our heads, and then landed on, let's get an amazing Thailand piece of art, like an artwork that's all about Thailand. And so then we went to Kunit, the artist in Samui that we work with. Yeah, the one that we're doing the clubhouse with, and just sort of explained what we're looking for. And then he's a genius, and then did like a draft that was just blew our heads off. It was so good. And then took that design to our friends in Pattaya, Sammy, another Canadian guy. Shout out Thai T-shirt factory. They're awesome in there. It's super cool.
Do you mind telling us how many you sold?
We sold a lot.
Okay.
We sold a lot.
You don't have to name the number, but a lot. Did you reach your target?
Yeah.
What you wanted, yeah?
Yeah. We had a goal in mind, and then we hit that goal within 2 days.
Whoa.
And then raised the goal. And then after 1 week of the drop being live, then we just hit the new goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when's the next merch drop?
Not too sure yet. There's no plans right now. I sort of like the idea of doing, I don't know, like three a year, 4 a year. Have them be special, have them be unique, sort of do them with a purpose versus just putting up, you know, clothing on a merch shelf. It's kind of fun to build up the excitement, and then to see everybody so excited to get this case it was called Thailand Lovers, was the name of the drop. And it was just cool to see people pick up so many and say how they're excited to wear it on their upcoming trip to Thailand now that it's open here.
We were having a couple of beers last night, myself and Adam, and we were talking about the evolution of YouTube. And I remember when I was about 17 or 18, I told you this last night,
Yeah.
17, 18, my last year of secondary school, that's high school if you're in the States or Canada, my friend called me down to his house and he said, come on, let's have a look at this new thing online, it's called YouTube. I remember we sat there, we watched a couple of those cat videos, and that was like, the platform was just, I mean, obviously nothing like today, but you said you were 8 years old as well, so it's a 10-year gap between us. How is YouTube going to evolve in the next couple of years? What are we going to see here on YouTube?
I think it's going to be all about like the YouTube or creator middle class. I think you're not going to need 1 million subscribers or 5 million subscribers or 500,000, whatever that, ginormous number is. I don't think you're going to need that to making YouTube videos a full-time job. I think that with the way that YouTube's headed, I think that if you find a niche that you're passionate about, and then you're able to make quality content and become an authority in that specific niche with 20,000 subscribers or 30,000 subscribers, I think 100% you're going to be able to make a full-time living out of it. It's like a really exciting time to be part of YouTube, because 3 years ago, 4 years ago, even what we're doing at Retired Working for You probably wasn't possible, because everything was all about the top 0.001% of YouTubers, with 1 million plus subscribers. And so now we're just entering, I guess, a more level playing field, I think, where there's going to be more opportunity. It's funny, like a lot of people say, oh, it's over, like my chance to make YouTube videos and make YouTube my full-time living is gone and past, I'm too late to the game. I think we're just getting started.
So I think for anyone out there that wants to get into YouTube, if you get into it and you have a plan and you want to like develop your skills, go for it. Definitely get into it.
Yeah, 100%.
In anything, any kind of niche.
Yeah, and there's so much. Like I was watching videos the other day, got recommended to me. It was like, YouTube Shorts?
Yeah.
It was like these dentist videos where like just a regular dentist started making like these YouTube Shorts about how to brush your teeth and stuff like this. And they're like cranking views. He's doing so well, and he just started like 6 months ago. So like the niches on YouTube are so crazy, like what you can make videos about anything.
Yeah.
Like no other time ever have, you been able to have an idea in the morning, go out, shoot the video, let's say in a cool part of Bangkok, an untold story that you want to tell, bring the video back, cut it, finish it, publish it, and then immediately show the world your work. Like
it's crazy,
it's so crazy. It's brand new, really.
Adam, it's a pleasure.
Cheers, man.
You know what though, honestly, I'm being truthful. Chris is very lucky to have you working for him and being involved on the channel. You're very clued in, you're very switched on. And the stuff you were telling me off camera, you let me in on some secrets of what's going on there, and like it's mind-blowing stuff. And you're switched on. I mean,
yeah,
it's a pleasure.
Thanks,
it's a pleasure to listen to you talk. I like meeting new people,
yeah,
and I love hearing your story. And I can tell you're on the right direction. Whatever you're going to do, it's going to be big.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I feel lucky to be part of it, and more than anything, just feel lucky to be in Thailand. I meet cool people like you, and
we have to go for some
Chris.
beers.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
I got some beers again.
Let's do it.
But what I'm going to do now is, while we're talking about beers, I asked Chris. This is like UFC, right? Chris Parker, I'm calling you out.
Yeah, get on here, man. Get on here. Do an interview.
Yeah, Chris, back in April, Chris said, "Yeah, Pete, we'll do an interview with you." And we said, "Chris, let's do it when the bar's open." The bar's just opened last week. Let's do it over a Guinness, Chris. Let's get that interview going.
Come on, you owe him a Guinness, man. You owe him a Guinness. It's doing the interview.
Let's get it going. If you got this far in the video, hit that subscription button. If you're not already subscribed, we're on 4,000, nearly 100, and we're hoping to get to 5,000 by Christmas. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna leave 2 videos at the end, 2 nice videos that I made on this channel. You're not gonna see nightlife I think there's more to Bangkok than just nightlife and the whole girl scene that people film. Okay, each to their own, let other people film me. I think there's more to Thailand than that. So I show what I believe about my channel is I like to show what I think is the real Bangkok, raw, uncut. I'm going to leave 2 videos at the end. Watch those videos, and if you like the channel, if you like those videos, subscribe to the channel, because that's what we're all about here in Thairish Times. That's a good plug. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much. Thank you very much, Adam.
Cheers, man.